Okay. And how do the Sasani view competition differently from humans on Earth? How do they avoid the negative feelings associated with losing?
There is no losing in our experience. There is only the gaining of experience and information. So to put it in the ways that humans have often expressed it, the only competition, even if you're playing quote unquote against others, is with yourself, to improve yourself, to thank the others for helping you experience a situation where you can learn something. So there are no losers. Everyone always learns something no matter what the outcome. And therefore that's the point of the competition, for each individual to reflect what you need to all the other individuals, and they reflect to you to become more of yourself. The idea of playing in a competitive sport is still a kind of relationship. And as we have said, that's what relationships are all about. To share with others, to provide for others what they need to know to become more of who they are. So if you're willing to look at it that way, and you understand that all you're doing is experiencing something where others are pushing you in a sense, providing for you a framework wherein you can learn more about yourself in certain circumstances, then there are no losers.
No, that was lovely. Thank you.
All right.
And I was wondering if you could talk about how parenting works for you. So when communicating with telepathy and being in alignment with oneself, what does parenting then look like?
Well, again, the idea is that we allow the child to understand in a safe way, in a simulation, what the consequences of their choices may be before they actually do it in what you call the quote-unquote real world. We also invite them to explore how to attract to themselves what they need without having to in any way, shape, or form experience negativity or perpetuate the idea of negativity toward another in order to get it. So we're teaching self-empowerment. At the same time, we are also teaching them that whatever their passion is something that they can use to learn whatever lessons are necessary in physical reality without diminishing their passion. We do not attempt to, shall we say, fit their passion into the lesson. We use our imagination and creativity to fit the lesson into their passion so that they will want to learn. We make the idea of learning itself exciting and interesting so that they will develop the desire to learn, because they know that learning will always be something they can use from the perspective of what they're already passionate about. We teach them the formula and how things work in a physical universe in that way. We teach them the physics of that, as we have shared with all of you. We allow them to know that they are truly connected to Source. And of course, underlying all of that is the unconditional love that every being deserves to know that by the very fact of their existence, they are worthy in the eyes of creation.
That's so beautiful. Thank you, Bashar. I'll be definitely taking a page out of that book.
All right. All you need to do is use your own creative imagination and be willing to see other beings, including children, for what they are as spirits, knowing they have chosen to be where they are as part of their soul's growth path, and to have the insight and the ability to perceive what it is they are attracting to themselves as part of that path, and how they will learn lessons from it that will allow their soul to grow, assisting them with that. At the same time, guiding them in ways so that they become more familiar to what physical reality is all about.
Wow, yes, that's a journey. Thank you.
Yes, it is a journey.
Thank you, Bashar.
Exciting.
Exciting, yes. My final question is, what would the best way be to manage the relationship that children have with modern technology?
Well, again, you can guide them in ways that let them know there are many ways to experience the connections that they need to make. If they are allowed to feel isolated in any way, shape, or form, then they may overdo connections to certain things that allow them to either numb themselves or hide away or fill a hole or an emptiness that they may feel based on the idea of a feeling of disconnection. So it is important to allow them to experience connection in many different ways, and it is all those different ways of connection. Connection to nature, connection to themselves, connection to source, connection to animals, connection to other beings, connection to spirit, connection to the stars, connection, 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 communication, communication, communication. The ability and the willingness and the awareness that there is communication going on between every being and every other being in certain ways will allow them the opportunity to experience the fascination of what kind of communications are going on in those connections, to explore them more broadly, to not feel cut off, to not feel isolated, so that they start relying too heavily on things that shut them down and shut them off and close them away from those connections.
Right. That makes so much sense.
I know, that's why I said it.
I'm so grateful to you, Bashar, for everything you do. Thank you.
Our deep appreciation and gratitude to you for the co-creation of this interaction. Good day. Aveo.
Aveo.
Right. Excellent. Thank you.
Yes.
I have just one more question. There's a curious sort of personality that comes and goes, it seems, in this world. Intriguing. Saint Germain.
Yes.
I don't know if you've spoken about him before.
It is an archetypal energy. It is part of the collective consciousness that comes to those who are oriented according to that frequency. And therefore it is available to those who are willing to tap in for whatever the idea of that particular archetypal consciousness represents to them. It is of great help to many and can allow them to feel the opening of their minds, their spirits, their souls, and their hearts in the service to humanity that they may be willing to provide.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. And I think that was everything I had for you. I mean, I had other things, but that's okay. Thank you very much for your time.
We thank you. Aveo. Good day.
Aveo. Good day.
Hi, Bashar. My name is May. I have a question about beliefs. Through my last few years' spiritual growth, I have gained a few wisdoms. I have become a much happier person. I am now able to see through other people's behaviors to see what their beliefs are, to see how their beliefs have made who they are. I can't seem to see through my own behaviors. I can't seem to understand what my beliefs are, those beliefs that make my life not as ideal as I want it to be. So I was wondering if you could help me understand how I can find my own beliefs. Thank you.
First and foremost, you may be encroaching on the borderline of what my life should be. And that can take you out of the present. So the idea to find the beliefs that are keeping you from experiencing what you prefer is to actually fully accept where you are now, even if it's not what you deem to be the ideal situation. Because everything happens for a reason to give you the opportunity to use it to your advantage. So whatever it is you're experiencing now has to be fully accepted and fully understood as being the most important thing you can be experiencing. And you don't have to go into, I should be experiencing something different, because that's an invalidation of what's going on in the present, which takes you out of the present, which doesn't allow you to use the present to your advantage in the way that you could be using it based on what's being presented to you in the present. So staying in the present with what is what will allow you paradoxically to move forward toward what you prefer, but you can't think that you should be somewhere better than where you are now. Where you are now has to be the best possible thing it could possibly be, because it contains everything you need to become more, but you have to accept yourself for where you are in the moment.
Hi.
Good day.
Hi,
Good
Bashar.
day. Good day.
Thank you so much for this time.
It is our passion and our pleasure.
Thank you. I have some questions today
Yes.
regarding acting. I'm an I was really curious as how how can actors be in a character who has traits that they don't have or they don't want to possess or create? And these might be of a negative, dark nature. So I'm curious as to how they can connect to the emotions in order to act this particular
Well, you have to not be afraid of making that connection, knowing that it's temporary. You're plugging into a parallel reality version of yourself that may be experiencing that negativity as part of their soul's path for a variety of purposes and reasons that can ultimately be used for their soul's growth. So you have to understand that you're plugging into something that's not your soul's path in this timeline, but you're willing to make that connection to bring it through to be of service to others in playing a part and allowing yourself to experience what the parallel reality version is experiencing, knowing that it's only a temporary presentation because it's not necessarily part of your soul's path here, but it is part of their soul's path in their timeline, in their parallel reality. So you don't have to worry about it rubbing off on you unless you choose to match that vibration for yourself on this particular timeline. Does that help you?
Yes, thank you, Bashar. And that's also in terms of viewing content as well.
Good day, good day.
Good day, and thank you for your service.
Aveo.
My questions are 3 short ones. The first one being, who are my guides that I'm working with, and will that change?
Well, it changes all the time based on their particular skill sets and what it is they are attempting to guide you in. So everyone has multiple guides that take turns based on what's needed at the time. Now, they are members usually of your soul family. They don't have to be. They can be friends that you know in spirit and may remember when you return to spirit. But the idea is that there are sometimes spirits that choose to be guides that are not necessarily members of your soul family, but they want to practice with someone, and so they are given the opportunity to do so when and where their skill set and their experience so allows. So guides can be many things. They can come from many different places. They can be parts of your soul family. They can be parts of another spirit dimension. They can be extra-dimensional or extraterrestrial beings. It just depends on what you need at the moment. But they will trade out and take turns. Usually you will have 2 to 3 that sort of stay with you throughout the lifetime, even though they may also take turns. Sometimes you connect into the angelic realms as well, again, as necessary.
Okay. And allowing that to just happen and continuing to go with my passions, I will be guided.
Yes, of course, always. You're never left alone in that sense, except to the degree where you need to learn to guide yourself. So it's not done for you, but it is done to help you understand how to get in touch with yourself, feel the connection that you have to source that never goes away, so that you can be your own best guide. So a lot of times the guidance will come through the form of synchronicity because they're using what's already in front of your face in physical reality to deliver the message. So if information that you require is already present in your reality, all that a guide may need to do is give you a slight nudge, a whisper in your ear, so to speak, to get you to pay attention to something that's already almost right in front of your face to give you the information that you need. You may not recognize that as guidance. You'll just call it a coincidence or synchronicity that you overheard exactly what you needed to overhear exactly at the right moment. But that can also be the product of a guide nudging you in the direction where to make sure that you will run across the information that you need.
Thank you. I understand. In regards to children, because I
Yes.
work with my grandson and other children in a Montessori setting.
Yes.
They're obviously not here on the call, but are they also realizing and choosing during this shift?
Of course. Every being is a spirit. Everyone has chosen a path, and every spirit knew that this is a time of transformation and transition on your planet. It is the ending of certain cycles and the beginning of other cycles that will propel people who are willing to join certain positive cycles into a reality where you will experience an expansion of consciousness and an expansion of connection to your galactic family and your soul family. So many children being born on your planet now are not just a new generation, they are a new species entirely.
Okay, thank you. And the last thing is working with sound. So I'd like to work with sound, Sanskrit, music, all of that. Is there any
Yeah.
particular vibrational sound that will help me to
Well, whatever you are attracted to, explore, experiment. The harmonics that exist that are ones that are representative of natural ratios, what you call golden proportions, and things like that can often be best for most people on your planet to allow you to experience harmony and connection and communion with the idea of nature. So explore and experiment. Whatever you're attracted to because the attraction tells you it will work with your belief system.
Got it. Pretty simple anyway.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Those are my three. I appreciate your time, peace, and thank you again, Bashar.
Our deep gratitude to you, our unconditional love to you. Aveo.
Adeo.
Hi, Bashar. My question is about neurodiversity, how our human being evolution is unfolding into from 5D to 7D, and how Christ consciousness is able to help us through these huge shifts, changes of not only spiritually, but physically. Thank you.
First of all, you're going from 3D or 4D into higher level, third density to fourth density transformation, tapping into fifth density energy to do so. So you have been in third density in the fourth dimension. You're now going to fourth density in the fourth dimension by tapping into spirit energy, expanding your consciousness, which is fifth dimensional, fifth density energy, in order to create the fourth density being in between the third and the fifth. Seventh dimensional energy is something that is connecting to you in a different way at a different time. We will not go into that right now. But the idea is to gain more clarity, to gain more insight, to gain more awareness of what it is you're already connecting to. And the idea of neurodiversity is simply one of the reasons why we have shared with you permission slips like the sacred circuits, which in a sense are designed to allow you to realign and rearrange your neurological net in your brain, in your body, to make you a better receiver of higher frequency information and energy. And the neurodiversity is simply the different ways that are representative of the different soul paths that each spirit has chosen for itself, and the way in which they must arrange their neurology in order to be more receptive to the information that is relevant for their particular soul path. That's what the neurodiversity is actually all about, is you are able to receive information from different levels, different realms, that can be more relevant for your particular specific unique soul's path by arranging your neurology to be more receptive to those frequencies.
Fascinating. Then as we expand our consciousness as healers, we expand our awareness, our consciousness, then I suppose this would mean that different beings would come in then.
Yes. As necessary, you are, let's say, plugging into and unplugging from beings all the time in terms of what information you need to download, what information you need to access. So those that are of a level or a skill or a penchant to provide certain information will be the ones that you automatically and synchronistically plug into when you need it, and you will unplug so that someone else may come in and plug in when you need something different. It's an ongoing dynamic exchange that is constantly shifting and changing as necessary.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
would you say that, with my clients, I've noticed that some of them are more open to energetic healing and activations than others.
Yes.
And one of the criteria or observations that I've made is that those that are experiencing and acknowledging the mystical experience that we have here in the third density as being an indication of somebody who is maybe opening up, they're opening up to the suggestion that that they are multi-faceted beings, and that we are of the one consciousness, removing us, I guess, away from separation consciousness is what I'm trying to say, and into the unity consciousness.
Yes.
Would there be another indication?
Well, there can be many indications. People can become more psychic, more telepathic. They can start extending their senses to see things that were heretofore invisible to them, because there are beings around you and realities around you all the time that are invisible to most of you. So beginning to perceive different things, spirit beings, the idea of different forms of energy that you couldn't see before, sometimes even the idea of extraterrestrials, extradimensionals, what you call our craft, UFOs, UAPs, starting to see these things more and more around you because they are around you all the time, is another indication of the expansion of consciousness and the unification principle. Now, this is not at the cost of your individuality. It is actually the strengthening of your individuality. Because as we have said, unification is not the product of homogenization and everyone being the same. It's the product of the validation of all of the unique differences between you. So it is that the differences become more compatible with one another, more expressive in a unifying way, and thus allowing expansion for everyone to be the puzzle piece they are that fits into the big picture and creates the whole picture that supports all the pieces.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yes.
I feel like there is more that I can do. And I guess it's what you call follow the plan, follow the formula.
Yes.
So that when I am guided or passionately guided to offer something, I guess I would just follow that passion.
Yes, but remember, what someone else does with what you're sharing is none of your business. So you cannot have the insistence or expectation that they actually have to get what you think they should get out of it. You have to let them decide what it is they're getting out of it. Even if it appears that they're getting nothing, they're still getting something. So you have to let it be what it is, because you don't know what their path is, and you don't know when, where, or how they need to pay attention, if at all, to what it is you're sharing. But at least you're giving them the option and the opportunity, so that maybe somewhere down the line, in the years to come, they may remember what you shared, and it may become of use to them at that time when they're ready for it. So you have to let the timing and the acceptance and the acknowledgement and the effect be in their hands, knowing that what you have shared is all you can do, because you've given them the option to use it, but you have also allowed them the freedom to decide whether or not to use it.
To you, good day.
Much love.
And to you as well.
A couple of questions for you. One is based in religion, and the other in science and medicine and innovation. So with regards to religion, some of the major leaders, could you expound a little bit on Moses?
What does Moses have to do with religion?
I guess I'm asking you that. He was a major leader that was a figure within the Old Testament.
We understand who you're referring to, but the way we ask that question should be very revealing to you. Because Moses doesn't have to have anything at all to do with religion to be a great teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Correct.
And this is true of most of what you would call or recognize as masters. Most of them had no intention of creating a religion. You understand?
Yes.
It was about helping others recognize that they are as powerful as the teacher teaching. That everyone is, or at least has the capacity and potential to be the same, to have the same understandings and perspectives. to elevate themselves. Yes?
Yes.
That all can be masters. All can be teachers. Yes? Therefore, the misinterpretation of this and the idea that there needs to be somebody in between you and your connection to creation in order to interpret that connection for you is what religion is. But with your own connection and knowing that you are self-empowered, that you are in every way equal to the idea, at least potentially, of any of the ascended masters, then you don't necessarily need to express that through the concept of religion unless that's simply a permission slip that works for you.
Got it.
Does that help?
Yes, and I've heard about permission slips a lot. It's very
And by the way,
yes?
if it hadn't been for the fact that an extraterrestrial society, referred to as the Anunnaki, hadn't used their genetic material to create the idea of Homo sapien from the natural hominid that evolved on your planet, and created Homo sapien at that time to be someone who should look up to them as superior, if that hadn't happened, it is unlikely you would ever have developed religion on your planet.
That was my next question.
Well, I've already answered it.
All right, so in relation to the potential of the future,
yes.
And I know probabilities and potentials are always a part of the future.
Yes, it is.
And I come from a place of innovation in healthcare, and I'm just interested in some possibilities within neuroscience, neurology, cancer, genetics,
yes.
within the next 50 to 60 years in terms of innovation.
Well, you are finding out more and more that it's all about vibration. It's all about resonance. It's all about states of being. That if you can find the vibrational equation that represents a certain state of being, and you can impose that vibrational frequency on something that is out of alignment with that state of being in a specific way, you can bring it back into alignment with that state of being, which will cause a transformation to take place within that thing. Yes?
Yes.
That's
right.
the basis
Interesting.
for all you're talking about. That's the fundamental principle behind everything that you just asked about.
So on a really pragmatic level, if somebody's really sick with heart failure or heart disease, how do they get back into alignment?
Again, they can, depending upon the reason for the creation of that experience, because not everyone will necessarily need or want to be healed. You follow me? Mm-hmm. Because they may be creating that experience for a very specific reason that they need to go through, or that someone else close to them needs to experience. So you have to look at it first on a case-by-case, person-by-person basis as to why that's happening. But if there is, within their choices, the probability of allowing them to heal themselves, then the idea can be that you need to chart and measure what the natural healed vibration of that particular being would be, or that particular organ would be. And then imposing that vibration in a specific way, at a specific frequency, into that area can either allow the tissue to regenerate back to that vibrational state that represents the healed state, or at the very least may cause certain inspirations within you if you need to go through a process to create the process that is necessary to bring that organ back to a healed state by just simply immersing in that vibration that represents the healed state of that organ.
Very cool. Thank you. Very interesting.
Does that help you?
That helps a lot, yeah.
There is also a technique that was used in Atlantean times that is kind of akin to the concept of hypnosis, because in hypnosis, you can actually be unlocked from a particular reality idea, and you can be induced into another reality idea. More exploration on the concept of what you now presently refer to as multiple personality disorder may be important here, because there already have been measurements of different personalities having completely different physical states. Yes? One personality can actually have a disease, but when it shifts to the other personality, there's no sign of the disease.
Yes, there are case studies.
When you can really understand what's going on there, you'll have your answer. Yes? Mm-hmm. Because they are actually Regardless of whether it looks like it's the same body, the same person, they are actually two different people. Yes?
Okay, that's amazing.
And there are always alternate and parallel versions of everyone. Yes?
Yes.
Somewhere there must be a parallel version of a person with a disease that doesn't have it.
All right.
Finding that vibration and inducing them to follow and match that frequency will allow them to become that version of themselves that not only doesn't have the disease but never did, because it's not in their history, the new person that they're becoming. Yes? Making sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is a way to use parallel realities as a healing technique. Then that, to some degree, is the future of medicine.
Thanks.
You are welcome.
Appreciate it.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I have two questions.
Yes.
Al-Qaeda,
Yes.
Boko Haram, Al-Shabaab, and the Islamic State. Is there a message or a commonality of, and maybe you could just explain kind of what's going on? We don't always get the right the news stories or the right.
There are several things.
Things.
Again, in terms of the expression that would be the negative side, there is, as we have already been discussing, a lot of fear-based beliefs. A lot of sense of being attacked. A lot of sense of diminishment. A lot of sense of lack of self-empowerment. So there is a lot of fear that reveals itself in the lashing out that is done. Yes?
Yes.
Does that answer your question sufficiently, or is there something else you wish to understand?
So there's fear on the part of the organizations like the Islamic State or Al-Shabaab.
Of course. Again, as we have already explained, the greatest power requires the gentlest touch. If anyone has to force an idea, an ideology, a perspective on anyone else, what they're saying is they don't believe in the power of that idea. Because if it really was a powerful idea, why wouldn't everyone gravitate to it? Because everyone wants to feel powerful. Yes?
Yes.
So if an idea is not being gravitated to, yet someone believes that it should be, and forces others to do so, they don't believe in its power either. Yes?
Right. Okay. Thank you. And the second question is, in your world, what kind of leaders, or do you have leaders, and how are they chosen, and what is their role?
No. As we have described, we function on synchronism. Pure synchronicity. Everyone is exactly where they need to be, exactly when they need to be there, just by following their highest passion. Now, there are individuals who may choose themselves to be organizers of sorts, to help facilitate an amplification of synchronism in many ways, to ensure that things are running smoothly that way. But they're not, in that sense, leaders. We have no government in the way that you choose to express that idea, because everything functions synchronistically. We understand the mechanism of synchronism, and we use it. And therefore, the leader, if you want to call it that, is synchronism itself, is the structure of existence itself that we simply take advantage of. Yes?
Yes.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Was there something else?
Well, I wanted to ask a little bit about the pyramids. So
which ones?
Since there are so many pyramids in Egypt and in Asia, is there also an era of when those were built and for a certain global meaning when they were built?
The oldest ones, yes. Approximately 10,500 BC, as you call it. And they had great understanding of what they were doing. Then the knowledge was lost over time, and a lot of the later pyramids do not function in the same way that the earlier ones did. The Great Pyramid of Giza served many different kinds of functions when it was operational, in its pristine state, not the least of which was that initiate priests, when brought into the understandings of the mysteries of creation, would be led into the king's chamber and would lie down in the stone coffer, and they would be taught to generate the gamma state in a meditation. And the stone coffer and the king's chamber was designed to amplify and magnify that gamma state to the point where it reverberated and amplified and then suddenly popped them out of their bodies. So that in astral form they could go to higher realms, gain knowledge, bring it back, and share that knowledge with society, although of course the priesthood usually kept those things to themselves as to how they achieved that knowledge. They would just simply dole it out as they needed to. You follow? Mm-hmm. Does that answer your question?
So could we do the same thing if we went into the pyramid? And
well, yes, to some degree, although again, there has been some deterioration over time, so it's not really functioning at peak performance. Mm-hmm. But yes, it could be used as a permission slip if you yourself add to it all the things that are missing in your own energy field. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Use your own energy field to add the things that are now missing. And you could achieve the same effect, yes, as a permission slip. Of course, you don't need the pyramid to do that necessarily, mm-hmm. but you can take advantage of that if you wish. It's up to you.
Okay. Good.
Yes?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
So last session, I had talked to you about a dream that I had about the reptilian human sexual contact.
Yes.
So elaborating more on that, was that a actual experience that I was having?
Yes.
Or yes. Because I also got a connection with my subconscious mind, that it also was connecting me more deeply with my subconscious mind, bringing consciousness into the subconscious.
Well, bringing the subconscious into the conscious.
Oh, yes. Bringing the subconscious into the conscious.
Yes.
Okay.
Although, you are also correct in the other direction, because many of you think that the subconscious and unconscious are lower than your physical conscious mind, but they're not, they're higher. The physical mind is the lowest level. The conscious mind is the lowest level.
Okay.
Subconscious is above that, unconscious is above that, because you're going toward the idea of the higher mind. Yes?
Yes. So I also got the connection of the reptilians and the Anunnaki. And I was wondering if I got an inspiration that there's an alternate timeline where humans were created not to mine gold.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Anything you can imagine, in general, is somewhere a reality. You can't imagine non-existence.
Right. So there's an alternate timeline where we were not created to look up to them, that we were created as equals.
And that, to some degree, is where you're shifting to.
Yes. That is so exciting.
Yes, it is.
Also, along the lines of the subconscious mind, was the Sphinx Anubis at one time?
Anubis.
Anubis?
Yes. Yes. It was the jackal.
The jackal.
Not a lion. It was the jackal. The god of the underworld.
Right.
So to speak.
That's really awesome. Yay.
Does that help?
Yes. One more thing.
Yes.
Or actually two more. Does Anubis and your does Anubis and your father, do they have similar energies?
They do. Thank you for picking up on that.
Yeah. I actually thought maybe it was your dad, but they resonated so strongly.
Yes, there is an energetic connection. It's not that Anubis is my father.
Right.
But my father does have a very strong connection to the archetypal level consciousness that you know in your reality as Anubis. Yes.
Yeah, with all the hybridization going on. I mean, it's just we have so much inside of us that doesn't usually that doesn't represent our physicality.
Yes.
So that's
There's a lot more going on in your world than you are aware of.
Right. And then one more thing. Thank you. My alternate incarnation in Asasani.
One of them.
Thank you. Is it at the same time that you're there?
Partially. There's an overlap.
Hello. Yay. That's...
All right. Hello.
I mean, hello in my alternate incarnation and hello right now as above.
All right.
So below.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Also, I want to say hello to Saibo and tell him thank you because as you have, he also has had a very positive impact in my life. And I want to thank him for that, and you.
All right. Well, thank you for creating the positive impact in your own life.
Yeah. Well,
thank you.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome so much.
Hello, Bashar.
How do you? Good day.
Happy birthday yesterday.
All right. Thank you.
What did you do?
Anything I wanted.
Can...
Which I do every day anyway.
Okay. Can we hang out for celebrate on your birthday?
Can you what?
Hang out party?
You can have whatever party you wish.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm not stopping you.
Okay. With you?
Well, not with me physically.
Okay. Right.
But if you want to create a party, go right ahead.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
And I have a question about my sleeping habit.
Your sleeping habits, as opposed to your natural cycle?
My natural cycle is too opposite from the social. So very opposite. Like.
So what? Why aren't you following your natural sleep cycle?
Okay, natural sleep cycle is most times 2 to 5 a.m., 6 a.m. I'm very waking up.
Yes. Well, if you follow your excitement and express the things that are representative of your excitement, they will most likely fall into your natural sleep cycle instead of forcing yourself to do things that are not necessarily representative of your excitement that force you to have an unnatural sleep cycle.
Okay.
Do you understand? It's up to you.
Right.
But it's more harmonious to follow your natural cycle and do the things in your life that would then fall into place in your natural cycle.
Right. It's like it's not really bother like used to be. But still sometimes when I think about, oh, I couldn't make this because I don't like waking up in the morning. I don't know, like.
You're just creating excuses. Are you acting on your highest excitement every moment that you possibly can, yes or no?
Yes.
You are? Are you sure?
Yes.
Doesn't sound like it because you just said you were not following your natural sleep cycle. Wouldn't that be more exciting? To be able to follow your natural cycle?
Yes.
Then when I asked you if you're following your excitement and you said yes, you were fibbing.
Okay.
So stop fibbing and follow your excitement, part of which is your natural sleep cycle. And when you do that, things may come to you in that cycle that will be representative of things you can do that will fall into that natural cycle. You don't have to force yourself to do things and have a sleep cycle that is not natural for you, because that will make you tired.
Right.
It will exhaust you. It will not really refresh you. You may be able to endure it for a while, but it won't really energize you. Following your natural cycle will energize you and will bring you, synchronistically, the things that you can do that will fit the cycle. Remember, you can't experience what you're not the vibration of first. So you have to be natural first in order for synchronicity to present to you opportunities that would fit within the natural cycle. Otherwise, you can't see them. They'll be invisible to you, those opportunities. Do you understand?
Yes, very.
All right.
Like, totally. Thank you. And
yes.
And you told us fair tax because it's close from Oakland. How about in Japan and Las Vegas?
Well, that's up to the people in the area. Now, your Las Vegas is still part of your United States, which is exploring the idea of the fair tax. Japan, obviously, is a different culture. But you can create something similar if you wish. It's up to you. We're simply saying that at the moment is the most aligned representation for what it is, based on the economic structure you have, for what it is that would best avail the health of the economic structure. We're not saying that this is the ideal scenario ultimately. You will go through many different transitions with regard to the economics of your world, and you'll have many different ways of expressing that idea. The idea simply right now is that as you have designed your economic structure, the fair tax is the one that is most aligned for the growth and natural health of that economic structure at this moment.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. I have one more question.
I beg your pardon?
I have one more question.
Yes.
I had a dream two weeks ago about Mount Shasta.
Yes.
And I will still remember how he looks like. White skin, brown hair, and a little ugly face. And right after I woke up, I realized he was like gatekeeper for Mount Shasta.
In some senses, yes, although that's a slight interpretation in human terms. But nevertheless, is that someplace you're attracted to go and explore?
Yes.
When will you go?
This Sunday night.
Oh, all right. Have a good time.
Okay.
And pleasant dreams.
Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I have a question to you about doing and being. And over the last 5 years, I've been trying to make a transition from my career that I've created for myself. I went into nursing school.
Yes.
And found out that the current situation of nursing is not with what I'm aligned with.
All right. What are you aligned with?
Well, that's what I've been pursuing in my education. I wanted to take advantage of my RN by teaching people how to take care of their bodies through nutrition and lifestyle choices.
And that's exciting for you?
It's exceptionally exciting for me.
All right, so that's what you're doing, yes?
Yes. My question, though, has to do with doing and being.
What's the difference?
Because I am...
What's the difference in your definition?
Doing is like, you got to do. I've got this list of tasks that I have to complete in order to accomplish what it is I'm wanting.
And being?
Feels more in alignment with what you were talking about in terms of...
If you are in the state of being that is appropriate for you, harmonious, and in alignment with your true frequency, the things that you need to do will also align with your state of being and will not need or require effort so much as you will simply take the natural actions that are the natural flowing result of being in that state. So it won't necessarily have to be a list of tasks that you have to do. There may be some of them, but remember that synchronicity is the organizing principle. Yes?
Yes.
And if it is the organizing principle, which it is, then by acting on your excitement, the things that come with the highest excitement, in whatever order that they come are the things that need doing. But you will do them from a state of being that allows them to also be exciting actions. And it will not be more than you need to do. It will regulate itself in order, in timing, in everything, in such a way as to show you exactly what needs to be done and when, and no more than that will be needed. Does this help? Are you understanding this concept?
It does.
Yes.
In translating it in my life has been the challenge, because I've been applying what you talk about. It's
but you're not. That's the point. You're not. Not quite. You're still allowing outdated definitions to create a sense within you that more needs to be done than may need to be done. You're not letting synchronicity show you what needs to be done. You're making an assumption of what you need to do. Yes?
I guess so.
You guess? Or you know so?
It's just, I feel like I'm doing, okay, so I'm not getting paid.
Let's take it to a specific level to help illustrate the point. Can you describe the idea? Now you're doing what excites you, yes? Can you describe the idea of this list of tasks and how you create that?
Okay, I'm working with, I have 3 people that I work with.
Yes.
And that when I work with them, it really elicits that feeling of excitement. I love it. They're making changes. We all are really excited.
And so?
Okay, so
where does the list
there's
come in?
this on this side over here, and then there's what I've been doing for work over here, and I'm trying to make the leap of, see, these people aren't paying me. I'm doing it to elicit that feeling of excitement, but I haven't. Like, to get out and to market what I'm doing requires time. So there's more things that I have to do.
So what? Why isn't that part of your excitement?
Because it's one more thing that I have to do. With all the,
it's one more thing. If you were doing it in the way that is exciting for you, it would be one more thing you wouldn't be able to wait to do. You're not doing it in alignment with excitement. That's what we're saying. You're making those things look like tasks, defining them as something other than your excitement. If those things actually need to be done, there is a way to do them that is part and parcel of your excitement, and you're not doing them that way. That's why they feel like they don't belong. That's why they feel like tasks. Because you're using old definitions about the way you're going about doing those things, or think that you have to go about doing those things, and making them non-exciting. When you could be inventing ways to do the things that need to be done in more exciting ways by using your imagination, and not just assuming there's only one way to do these things, to get the word out, to market yourself. You're limiting your imagination with these definitions that limit you. Yes?
Yes.
Can we use your imagination to come up with something, as you would say in your language, out of the box, to advertise and market yourself in a way that would be more exciting for you? Will you allow your imagination the free rein to do that? Or are you going to keep it in a box?
I will take it out of the box.
All right. So, now open up your imagination, and now comes the idea of, I'm excited to market myself, to get the word out that I'm doing this. That is exciting, yes? Just getting the word out? Is that exciting?
Relating to people is exciting to me, and then it naturally flows from me when I do that. So yes, that is exciting.
So first question, why isn't that enough?
Because I'm still compressing my vision around that. I've got to work this amount of hours per week to make enough money, and then when I get home, I'm dead tired, and I'm like...
Then why don't you charge more?
I have been. I've jumped up my rates a lot.
Do you feel good or bad about doing that?
I feel fine about it, but I kind of feel like I've reached the ceiling for what I'm doing, and now I'm trying to make the leap over to what I'm wanting to be truly doing.
But you keep going back and forth here. You keep going back and forth between two completely different ideas.
I know, that's what I'm living, is two completely different ideas.
But stop. That's what we're saying. Why aren't you just living your excitement? Don't you believe it can support you?
I do, but it's
no,
everything's over on this-
No, you're already in trouble. When that question is asked, anything other than yes is a no. So I do, but means no. Do you understand? Because if you really knew that it would support you, you would simply say, yes, I know that. You would know it. So here's the crux. Here's the issue. You don't know that it can support you. You're not sure. You don't believe it. That's where you need to focus.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
What are you afraid of? Why don't you believe that what really excites you can support you?
Because of the complexity of relationship and talking about money and how it's like bringing that into the dynamics of a relationship and saying, I mean...
What are you saying?
I mean, just
is this
saying,
another way of saying that you don't like to charge for your services?
No.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that I'm making money to support my family and myself.
I understand. And you do understand that the definition of abundance is wider than just money, yes?
Yes, I do.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. So, why don't you believe that what excites you can support you in the way you need to be supported to continue to act on your excitement? Because that's one of the tools in the kit, you know.
Yeah.
That it supports you to allow you to continue to do your excitement in whatever way you need to be supported. Not the way you may think you need to be supported, in the way you need to be supported. Yes?
Yes.
Big difference. So, are you afraid that your excitement can't support you? Yes or no? Hesitation.
No. It's just like this. It's like jumping off a cliff.
Exactly. And I would encourage you not to do so if you don't know that you have a parachute. So what you're saying is you're holding on to old beliefs that you believe you need, old things that you believe you need for support. And that's fine. As long as you are at least allowing yourself to do the things that excite you to some degree, it can over time demonstrate to you, prove to you that it can support you. The question is, how long are you willing to wait?
Well, my goal is to start at the beginning of the year. I kind of feel like the end of the year.
But are you afraid to?
I'm excited and afraid. I mean, I am excited.
Well, which is it?
Yes.
They're not the same thing.
They're mixed. They're together.
No, you go back and forth.
Yeah,
is what
exactly.
You do. You're like a little ping pong ball.
Exactly.
So you are excited sometimes, you're afraid other times. So in the meantime, use that process. Find the things that you're afraid of, find the beliefs that generate the fear, identify them, let them go. That's your task right now. So that when you clear yourself out, you will just be excited and you will know it can support you. Yes?
Yes.
Does that help?
It helps tremendously.
Are you a little bit more excited now?
I'm a lot more excited.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Tadeo.
Nania, is it time for Cosmic News Network?
It is. Okay, back to the election now.
Not yet.
Do you have
What
more
time is
news?
it?
I think we have about 10 minutes.
I didn't ask you that, did I?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, all right. This is Cosmic News Network signing off.
No.
What time is it?
No, because some people ask questions that we weren't.
What time is it?
3:30. Can we have 10 minutes?
Thank you for asking.
I did.
Did you? No, you told me.
No. Somebody help me here. I don't want to get into trouble with you.
Too late. Please proceed.
Okay. Trump appears to be a bit dumbfounded by having his bluff called.
It's very rare that someone is smart-founded.
So is there a chance that the seriousness of this sinks in and makes him a better person?
There's a chance.
What are the odds?
Even.
Because of that narcissistic
It's too soon to tell. It's still too fresh. Remember that you're not the only ones in shock.
Yeah, he's in shock too, right? With the new president, do we have a better chance of avoiding the economic collapse that was predicted, or the major economic devaluation?
You do have better odds in certain ways. Yes.
And the risk of a terrorist incident?
Still pending, but we'll see. There are moves that need to be made first that will tell us more, that have to do, as you already know, with Jerusalem.
Yes, in fact, Trump said that they were talking about moving the capital of Israel to Jerusalem.
Yes, and that will start something moving, but we'll see. There are other pathways through it other than a terrorist attack, but we'll see. It's too soon to tell.
One person wanted to know if the shift to the parallel Earth will contain any Republicans.
In the sense that there will be an interim period where it will be more representative of the original republic, then yes, but not in the way that they exist now.
So as the parallel realities get farther and farther apart, will literally you stop seeing at some point the people who are of opposing viewpoints?
Yes, eventually.
But that's not like for a long time, right?
Long is relative. Some people may see it in their lifetime. Others may see it in a generation or two. Depends on how they're looking. Depends on their perspective. Depends on their process. Depends on how long they may need something of opposition to hang around as a reflection. Depends.
This was a really cool one. This one says the first day Trump takes office is January 21, 2017, and Trump will be 70 years old, 7 months, and 7 days that day.
There you go.
What does that tell you? Lucky 7?
That it's not an accident.
And with all these protests, what are some of the benefits of all the protests that are happening?
Well, again, certainly you can see that there are different reality perspectives here. Now, of course, the lashing out is not necessarily constructive, but the protest demonstrates, in general, that there are truly different realities here. You're beginning to recognize that. It's actually being shown to you that there are different realities side by side.
Is there any chance that the electorate college will not support Trump?
Not much of a chance that it will not, but you may find that within about 15 to 20 of your years, there will no longer be an electoral college. That's got a higher probability.
Yeah, there definitely were some people who wanted to know that. Let's see. What if Donald Trump implements unjust laws like discrimination and things like that? What is the appropriate way to respond to things like that?
Compassion.
And does that mean that you should break the law, or should you follow that law, or how does that work?
We cannot advise you on that.
Right.
Because we never advise you to break a law, but we understand the idea that sometimes what you would call a quote-unquote just rebellion may require it. But we cannot be engaged in your politics to that degree, to advise you on that one way or the other.
Okay, and then lastly, what percentage of Earth's population contributed genetically to the hybridization program?
About 15%.
And so of the people in this room, what percentage of these people are involved in the hybridization program?
About 75%.
And do you know what happened to Napoleon when he was inside the Great Pyramid in Egypt?
He had a vision.
Do you know what his vision was?
He actually had the vision of his defeat. And sought to see if it could be changed.
Oh.
Because he stumbled into a vibration that represented a parallel timeline. He understood there were other options, but did not really understand the amount of momentum that was behind the timeline he was already established for himself.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, and lastly, for those of us who are joining us in Europe and are quite concerned about what's happening in Europe, that there's a lot of antagonism around the refugees coming into their country, and that it seems like the immigration issue is a big one here too.
Yes.
And so they were wondering what you could share with us about this mirror reflection that's happening in both locations, and what is the best way to approach the whole situation?
At this time, that is a subject that we would need to spend more time on, and we will not address it at present.
Okay. So, but in terms of the people in Europe staying calm, I guess, with all the change.
Absolutely.
It's the same ideas that we've had here.
Yes.
Which is that you find a positive way to
find the path through it now that all bets are off. You have the opportunity to start crystallizing a reality of your preference in a variety of ways by acting on your passion, because now everything is unlocked. Now you don't have to rely on what's expected. The unexpected has now reared its head so strongly that you are truly unlocked from the idea of any expectation other than those that are truly relevant. So allow yourself to take advantage of this limbo state by understanding there is very little now restricting you from crystallizing the reality that you prefer.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for that update from the Cosmic News Network.
It is our pleasure.
And since you're in charge, what would you like to do now?
We would be very excited for all of you to take a short break. And then we will resume the transmission with your holotope experience.
Okay.